It all began as an exciting trip to the famed Disneyland. The laughter of children, the vibrant colors of attractions, and the scent of popcorn filled the air, promising a day of unparalleled joy. Little did we know that promise would unravel into a nightmarish ordeal. We eagerly queued for the Starlight Soar, an otherworldly ride promising to transcend the boundaries of imagination. The anticipation hummed through my veins as I boarded with my friends. The ride's mechanisms whirred to life, and the compartment, cradled in the dark, began its ascent. As we climbed, the world outside blurred into a kaleidoscope of lights, and the stars above seemed within reach. Yet, an eerie premonition settled over me, a whisper of something ominous lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, the ride jerked to a halt. Panic surged through us as we exchanged uncertain glances. The oppressive silence was shattered by a crackling voice over the intercom. A figure had taken control, holding the ride hostage. Disbelief mingled with fear as the reality of our predicament sank in. Outside the confines of our capsule, chaos erupted. Screams pierced the air as the park descended into pandemonium. The minutes crawled by, each second an agonizing reminder of our vulnerability. Helpless, we clung to the hope that rescue was imminent. Then, the ride lurched into motion. Our elation twisted into dread as the speed exceeded safety limits. We hurtled through the darkness, the force threatening to tear us from our seats. Desperation clawed at my chest as I glimpsed the inky void below a plunge into the abyss. The compartment rattled, and the first screams echoed as safety harnesses strained against the force. A ghastly realization dawned, a sinister plan to release us from the ride's confines. Friends, once laughing beside me, now hung precariously, teetering on the edge of oblivion. As the ride careened, my heart thundered in my ears. In a cruel ballet, figures tumbled into the blackness, their cries swallowed by the cacophony. My friends, my companions in this harrowing journey, plummeted into the void. The sight seared into my mind an indelible mark of horror. Fear fueled adrenaline as the ride hurtled toward its climax. Amid the chaos, a surge of determination ignited within. I understood that to survive, we had to reclaim control. In unity, we resisted the forces threatening to claim us. The ride slowed to a stop, and silence descended. The enemy defeated, we emerged from the capsule, haunted by the losses suffered within. The park, now bathed in emergency lights, bore witness to our collective resilience. The aftermath left scars, both seen and unseen. The laughter that once echoed through Disneyland now mingled with sorrow. But in that dark abyss, we discovered a strength, a bond forged in the crucible of unimaginable terror. The stars above, once a symbol of wonder, now held a solemnity, a reminder.
It was a seemingly ordinary day at Disneyland. The sun casting a warm glow over the iconic castle. The air was filled with laughter, the scent of cotton candy, and the joyous melodies of the carousel. As I strolled through the bustling crowd, the enchanting ambience embraced me like an old friend. Families laughed, children skipped, and vendors mocked their delights. The magic of the kingdom was palpable, weaving a tapestry of happiness. But fate had a sinister design for the day. My journey led me to a quaint sandwich stand, tucked away from the bustling thoroughfares. A simple craving set the stage for a nightmare that would defy belief. The vendor, a cheerful soul wrapped in a Disneyland apron, served a line of eager customers. As I awaited my turn, my eyes wandered over the vivid surroundings, the vibrant colors, the laughter, and the ever-watchful gaze of costumed characters. However, in that moment of distraction, shadows stirred in the periphery of my vision. A disheveled figure, shrouded in a nondescript hoodie, approached the sandwich stand, unassuming. They blended seamlessly with the crowd, yet an instinctual unease gnawed at me. A silent alarm echoed within, too faint to register consciously but profound enough to heighten my senses. The figure lingered, eyeing the menu with feigned interest. Anxiety whispered through the air like an invisible thread, pulling me closer to the unfolding drama. The vendor, oblivious to the impending horror, cheerfully inquired about the stranger's order. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. In an instant, the hooded figure lunged, swift and purposeful. Panic surged as the realization unfolded: a kidnapping. Swift and brazen in the heart of the Magic Kingdom, a muffled scream, barely audible over the ambient joy, sent shivers down my spine. My gaze locked onto the victim, a child, wide-eyed and terrified. Torn from the safety of their family, the scene unfolded like a surreal nightmare. The crowd parting in shock, the vendor frozen in disbelief. In the blink of an eye, the predator vanished into the crowd, the child's pleas fading into time hung suspended, a surreal pause in the once merry kingdom. Security descended like a storm, yet the kidnapper had melted into the shadows, leaving behind a void of terror. The child's absence echoed through the air. The aftermath was a haze of flashing lights, frantic searches, and anguished cries. The heart of Disneyland, where dreams were spun, became a battleground between innocence and malevolence. As dusk settled, the once joyful melodies of Disneyland seemed muted. The echoes of that fateful day lingered, casting a pall over the magic. In the aftermath, the park stood as a testament to the fragility of joy.
As the sun dipped below the enchanting spires of Disneyland, casting long shadows across the vibrant landscape, my day took an unexpected turn. It started innocently enough. I had forgotten my phone on a bench near Fantasyland. Navigating through the evening crowd, I retraced my steps to the bench where moments of carelessness had left my phone abandoned. Anxiety nibbled at the edges of my excitement, and gnawing realization that this seemingly mundane retrieval would spiral into a tale of unimaginable horror. As I approached the bench, my eyes fell upon the phone, a beacon of connection left behind in my haste. Just as relief coursed through me, the ambient hum of conversation revealed an unsettling undertone. Positioned nearby, a group of individuals, seemingly ordinary park-goers, spoke in hushed tones. Intrigued yet uneasy, I lingered within earshot. Drawn by a magnetic force that defied logic, the conspirators detailed a nefarious plan, one that sent shivers down my spine. A plot to destroy a roller coaster mid-ride, unleashing chaos and terror upon unsuspecting riders. Fear, like a venomous whisper, slithered through the shadows as I overheard the specifics: the tampering with safety mechanisms, the calculated timing, and the callous disregard for innocent lives. In the face of this looming catastrophe, I felt a moral obligation to act. The adrenaline-fueled minutes that followed blurred into a tapestry of frenzied determination. My attempts to report the impending crime went unnoticed, each step thwarted by the relentless march of time toward the inevitable. Caught in the web of conspirators, my heartbeat echoed the drumming urgency of my thoughts. The labyrinthine passages of Disneyland became a maze of shadows, the stakes escalating with every hurried breath. It wasn't long before I found myself ensnared, cornered, and defenseless. I faced the malevolent orchestrators of this sinister plan. Their eyes gleamed with an unsettling conviction, and their expressions betrayed no empathy. The cogs of fate seemed irrevocably set in motion, and the impending calamity loomed closer with each passing second. In a desperate bid to thwart their intentions, I summoned reserves of courage I never knew I possessed. Frantically, I pleaded, argued, and bargained, attempting to sway them from the precipice of darkness. Miraculously, a flicker of hesitation crossed the faces of the criminals, a whisper of humanity, obscured by their malevolence, softened their resolve. Seizing this slender thread of hope, I appealed to their sense of morality, a plea that pierced the shroud of their sinister mission. In an unexpected twist, the antagonists relented. The imminent tragedy was averted. The roller coaster and its occupants spared from the malicious design. As the conspirators retreated into the shadows, swallowed by the anonymity of the night, I was left standing in the wake of averted catastrophe. As dawn broke over Disneyland, I grappled with the surreal reality of the night's events. The park, now bathed in the soft glow of morning, bore no visible scars of the impending catastrophe that had threatened its sanctity. Yet, beneath the facade of merriment, the shadows lingered,